Welcome back to the channel. We had some big news in Magic this week. We're going to go over that. Before we do that though, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe, smash that like. And I'm sure if you've been on Twitter or anywhere in the Magic verse, you've seen this picture of this truck. This truck was in New York. We're going back to New York. A lot of people, there's been mixed reactions to this. This is the announcement, of course, of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is your spot to get all the information. So first thing we're going to look at is the different products coming out. Okay, so there's going to be, of course, the play boosters. There's going to be the bundle box. There's going to be the pizza bundle. And then there's going to be this new thing called Turtle Team Up. We're going to go over that first so we get it out of the way. It's a new way of co-op playing Magic is what it sounds like. So here's the explanation directly from MTG. Magic players of all skill levels team up with the TMNT to fight bad guys in this exciting new co-op strategy format for up to 4 players. Equip awesome ninja gear, play with your favorite of the 4 pre-built 60-card hero decks, then crack open the 4 included play boosters for even more ways to get the drop on the pre-built enemy decks featuring Shredder and his cronies. So it sounds like it's going to come with 4 hero decks, and then it has these boss cards, and they're going to kind of run the pre-made deck. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to you're going to flip over the card and play the card for them kind of thing. I don't know. It'll be interesting. The concept seems kind of cool. This is the first boss. This is Rat King, the Chaos Bringer. Ninjas, the boss's control, have Death Touch. And then you have Baxter, Experimental Scientist. Creatures named Foot Disciple have Flying. So the bosses are kind of interesting. If you notice, they didn't have a power or a defense, though, or a toughness. This is Krang, Dimension X Overlord. The bosses play an additional card each turn. At the start of the boss turn, the bosses lose 2 life. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a TMNT villain deck without Shredder, Foot Clan Overlord. Whenever a creature the boss's control dies, the heroes lose 1 life. Like I said, sounds like a cool format, this turtle team up. Sounds like a nice casual Friday night kind of thing. I wouldn't be against playing this. Some friends, playing it with my kids, that kind of thing. According to the prices on Amazon, this is going to go for about $50. Not bad. Also, I'm sure that after you play it a couple times, if you wanted to take apart these decks for the turtles that are in them and stuff like that, you could do that. You could also probably play standard against them. So it's not bad. For $50, you're going to get 5 decks. You're going to have a fun Friday night. Since we're looking at prices, though, play booster prices, they're at about $210 right now, which is about what we've seen Universes Beyond sets be at. I think I got my Spider-Man set for about $180, $185. It's, of course, dropped now. I think this will drop as the hype goes down. On that, the bundle prices are about $70 as well, which is about what we're paying for. I think Edge of Eternities, the bundle was $60. I'm seeing it in stores now for $55, $60. So $70 for a Universes Beyond bundle. Not that bad. And then the pizza bundle, I didn't see any prices on the pizza bundle on Amazon. But it's basically a gift bundle if you're familiar with those from Final Fantasy or Spider-Man or any of them. It's going to have a collector booster pack in it. It's going to have 9 regular packs. We are, though, getting new Commander deck. It looks like only one so far. It's going to be about $70 on Amazon. I'm quite excited for it. Looks pretty good. You get Heroes in a Half Shell as your main commander. And we'll go over each one of these. So you get Heroes in the Half Shell because it's a 5-color. And you can pick one of the turtles or Splinter, and they all have partner. Personally, I'm probably going to go with Leo. He's my favorite turtle of all time, and he allows me to keep the way that it was constructed because he also has the Wooburg ability. And we'll go over each one of them. We'll dive into each one of them closer. We'll start out with Splinter. So Splinter the Mentor, he's a 2-cost mono black, 2/2, menace. Whenever Splinter or another non-token creature you control leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token. And, of course, he has the partner character select. Here's Leo. He is probably going to be my commander. He is a 4-cost white, 3/3. Whenever a token you control enters, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Do this only once each turn. Wooburg, for creatures you control, gain menace, trample, and lifelink until end of turn. You can do this on your turn, opponent's turn, if you want that lifelink bonus. Next, we're going to look at Michelangelo, the Heart. He is going to be a 2-cost mono green 2/1 trample. Raid the fridge at the beginning of your second main phase. If you attack this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and create a food token. It doesn't mean that Michelangelo has to attack. Important distinction there. If anybody attacks and Michelangelo's out there, you're going to get a counter. And we can't forget about the Brains. Donatello the Brains. He's going to be a 3-cost mono blue 2/4. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a mutagen token are created instead. And then the biggest BA of the group. He might not be my favorite, but I will respect Raphael is the biggest BA of the group. 5 cost, mono red. Double all damage that creatures you control with counters on them would deal. When Raphael enters, create a mutagen token. So what is a mutagen token? Mutagen token is token artifact. Tap 1, tap the mutagen token, sacrifice it, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. Only drawback I'm seeing here is that it can only be activated at sorcery speed. Other than that, not bad. 1 cost, put a +1/+1 on target creature. It seems like this set's going to do a lot with counters and tokens and doubling and multiplying them. So I'm sure this is going to have lots of payoff. The only thing I don't like about it is activate only as a sorcery. These kind of things I like to kind of wait until just before my turn, that final end step before my turn, and then I pay for them. I hold those couple of lands in the chamber just to kind of make people think. And that's all the product that we're going to be getting. I'm going to run through all the cards that were revealed. But before we do that, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe, smash that like, and we'll start out with the blues. We're getting April O'Neil, Hacktivist, the other half of Guy in a Chair. She's a 4-cost mono blue 1/5. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card for each card type among spells you've cast this turn. Typical blue, you cast a lot of spells. You get to draw upwards of 4 or 5 cards. Donatello Rad Scientist, 6-cost mono blue 5/6. Vigilance, when Donatello enters, tap up to 3 target creatures your opponents control and put a stun counter on each of them. That's not bad if you can flash them in and out. It's not bad at all. And Donnie and April, Adorkable Duo, 5-cost mana blue 3/3. When Donnie and April enter, choose one or both. Each mode must target a different player. Target player draws 2 cards. That's me. Target player returns an artifact, instant, or sorcery card from their graveyard to their hand. That also might need to be me. So yeah, there's going to be a decision need to be made here. Not a bad card. Krang Mastermind, 8-cost 1/4. It's a big cost for a 1/4. Affinity for artifacts, though. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control, so that cost is going to come down quickly. When he enters, if you have fewer than 4 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Not bad. He gets +1/+0 for each other artifact you control. So looks expensive, can get that price really down, and the more you get that price down, the stronger he's going to be. Next, we're going to take a look at the white cards. We're getting Leonardo. I don't know why I said Leonard. I'm sorry, my guy. Leonardo, the Sewer Samurai. 4-cost mono white. Sneak for 4, and we'll explain sneak. Double strike. During your turn, you may cast creature spells with power or toughness 1 or less from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters with a finality counter on it. So some nice graveyard recursion there for white. Sneak is almost like ninjutsu, except for you're not replacing the attacker. I believe in ninjutsu, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me in the comments if I am. When you cast a card for ninjutsu, it replaces the attacker that's attacking as long as the attacker is unblocked. In Sneak, you're just replacing the attacker during the declare blocker step. So it's a little bit different. It's not quite ninjutsu. I didn't think they would do quite ninjutsu. I thought they would come up with something else. I'm sure if ninjutsu wasn't taken, they would have used ninjutsu instead of Sneak. But continuing with the rest of the white cards, we have Leonardo Worldly Warrior, 8-cost 5/5, big and expensive. The spell costs 1 less to cast, though, for each creature you control. Double strike. So not bad, just really a beater. Not much going on here. Just try to get them out cheaper. If you have a bunch of tokens out there, you can get them out for 1. 1 for a 5/5 with double strike. Not bad, but that's going to be heavily dependent on your board state. Turtles Forever, 4-cost. Instant, search your library and or outside the game for exactly 4 legendary creature cards you own with different names. Then reveal those cards. An opponent chooses 2 of them. Put the chosen cards into your hand and shuffle the rest into your library. Unbreakable Formation, 3-cost, mono white. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. If you cast this spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and they gain vigilance until end of turn. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. That looks like that's going to be the card that's going to be in the bundle box. Unbreakable Formation. Turn your creatures indestructible and then just throw them at a wall if you have to, but they're all going to get +1/+1 and have vigilance anyway. On to the green. We really only got the one, Michelangelo on the scene. Trample, 2/2, green mono 6. Michelangelo enters with a +1/+1 counter on him for each land you control. Ooh. We are almost done with our landfall deck, and Michelangelo Might come March. He might be. We're going to slide him in. When Michelangelo dies, return this card to your hand. Not bad at all. Landfall, we don't care if it's 6 for 2. We have all kinds of land. So then looking at the red, Casey Jones, Jury Rig, Justifier? Yeah, we're going to butcher that word, and you guys can correct me in the comments. It's going to be a 2-cost for mono red, 2/1 haste. When Casey Jones enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Not bad. If you're going to run a heavy artifact deck, which reds can sometimes do, not bad. Raphael, Tag Team Tough. 6-cost mono red, 5/6 menace. When Raphael deals combat damage to a player for the first time each turn, untap all attacking creatures. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. Not bad at all. Giving you additional combats. 6-cost, 5/6. Balance is right there. Menace. Raphael's Technique, the final red card. It's going to be a 6-cost mono red. Sneak 3, sorry. Sometimes we don't math. Each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. This is really good red, because red doesn't have a lot of card draw. And if you're top decking in red, and you top deck Raphael's Technique, you sneak this in there, or you play it for its regular at 6, you're gonna get to draw 7 cards, which is something red does not get to do a lot of. And last, we're gonna look at the black cards. Dark Ritual, 1 cost. We're familiar with this. This is a reprint. I'm quite excited for it. I don't know about its pizza toppings though. Okay, let's talk about this. The red peppers. Maybe it's because I'm a little girl on the inside, but I don't want spicy on my pizza. It's already greasy. We gonna be busy later now. But other than that, his pizza looks good. Dark Ritual. I'm liking this card. I like to see reprints. I run a lot of decks. I like them not to have the same art. Sometimes I have to have the same card. So if I have different arts, it at least feels like a different card. So I like reprints. Last card we're going to take a look at is Super Shredder. 2-cost mono black, 1/1. Actually, not the last card. We forgot about the multicolored cards. There's 1 bonus card coming. Don't tune out yet. Menace, whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Super Shredder. Not bad. Not bad if you can flash stuff in and out. If you can mobilize, Myriad. There's 1 more, but it escapes me. Anytime that you're having permanents, because tokens count as permanents, leave the battlefield. If you're creating treasure tokens, food tokens, blood tokens. And the last card, the bonus card, Bebop and Rocksteady. 3-cost, green, black. Whenever Bebop and Rocksteady attack or block, sacrifice a permanent unless you discard a card. It's a 7/5. So I see, okay, so we're getting 3-cost, 7/5. Huge payoff there. There has to be a negative here, and it's going to be that you have to sacrifice a permanent or discard a card. But we did just get Spider-Man, and as long as you don't mind mixing the universes, this could be a good payoff because you're going to get a lot of mayhem triggers. So that's it. That is the TMNT set. That is the products we're getting. That is everything. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe, smash that like, and we'll catch y'all next time.